So I managed to get access to the Valorant closed beta through Twitch. I played for a bunch of hours, and it looks very promising as a competitive game. There are very clear parallels to other first-person shooters like Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch, but the most inspiration very clearly comes from Counter-Strike Global Offensive. As someone who's played a bit of CSGO, I was wondering how well a CSGO player will be able to transition to this game. In this video, I'm going to discuss the similarities and differences a CSGO player should know before picking up Valorant. Timestamps for sections are in the description. Keep in mind that this is still just beta gameplay, meaning anything could change later on. If you catch any mistakes or misinformation, be sure to let me know in a comment. First off is the game rules. It's a 5 vs 5 defusal game mode played in rounds. The offense can win in two ways, by eliminating all of the defense or by detonating the bomb, which is called the spike. The spike is planted at a site and will detonate after a set amount of time unless defused by the defense. The offense loses the round if the spike is not planted within the round time. So far it would seem like it is identical to CSGO's defusal game mode, but there are some key differences. Games are played in two halves, but each is only 12 rounds, each 1 minute and 30 seconds long. Obviously, after a half, the offense and defense switch sides. Currently in the unranked mode, the only match-made mode available, a 12 to 12 game is decided by an extra round in which both teams are reset to $5,000 and ultimate charges are set at half, rounded up. There are no ties, but things may change in the competitive mode that is planned for the future. There are no defuse kits. It always takes 7 seconds to defuse a spike. The spike takes 4 seconds to plant and 45 seconds to detonate. After defusing, the amount of time left before spike detonation is shown at the top. If a defender manages to defuse it halfway, it'll save the progress. This gives retaking a bit more strength, which I think is good since the offense has so many tools to take and hold a site. One nice quality of life feature is that while on defense, the whole team is notified when a spike carrier is killed. This is a very good thing to communicate to your teammates, and the fact that you can't miss it is quite helpful. Another differentiating feature, each of the current 3 maps has something unique to it. Haven has 3 bomb sites instead of the standard 2. Bind has 2 one-way teleporters.
Careful now.
Split has these ropes, which function very similarly to CSGO's ladders, except that you are accurate on them when you are not moving. It's going to be really interesting to see what the most optimal agents are for each map. I also think that it's cool that map picking bans in pro play will now be even more about fitting a particular team's style of play. Every individual player has their own economy that they must manage in order to buy tools to be used in the round. In CSGO you have your guns, armor, and grenades. Meanwhile in Valorant there's guns, shields, and abilities. So let's break down the economy system. Throughout the whole game, a kill with any gun nets you 200 credits. On a round win, you will always get 3,000 credits. Losing a round will give you 1,900 credits at first, but increases by 500 per loss streak up to a max of 2,900 credits. Planting the spike will give 300 extra credits to everyone on the offense team. Defense does not gain anything for defusing. You can buy anywhere on the map within the 30-second buy period, and each team's initial boundaries are shown on the map by light blue lines. A really cool feature implemented is that you can request buys for guns, but not abilities, by right-clicking on them. It will show up on the team's equipment list, and when bought, the gun will go directly to the player's inventory. Also during the buy phase, you can sell any guns you accidentally bought due to a misclick or just being bad at math. You cannot sell guns saved from previous rounds, so watch out. As for abilities, I think it's a good idea to watch a video that describes what each agent can do. Strat has a pretty good one up on his YouTube channel. Or if you have the game and are more hands-on, you can try out all the agents in practice mode. In general, agents have one ability that recharges through time or kills, 2 abilities you must buy charges for, and an ultimate that charges up through kills, deaths, and picking up orbs that are in neutral territory. There are only 5 out of 10 agents available from the start: Jet, Sage, Phoenix, Sova, and Brimstone. You get more by doing contracts, which are fulfilled in levels by earning XP. You get XP by playing the game and doing daily missions that reset at 4 AM EST. You get 100 XP per round played and an additional 200 XP for every round win, so the max you can get in one game is when you win 13 to 12, granting 5,100 XP. Daily missions give 4,000 XP each, and there are 2 per day. You can unlock your 6th and 7th agents fairly quickly after just playing a few games, but from then on you need to unlock the rest through contracts. Unlocking your 3rd and on agent is a super long grind it seems, since you need to reach contract tier 5, and each level requires more XP to finish than the previous. If the tiers follow this pattern, it would take at least 75 games to unlock one without dailies. If each game is around 30 minutes, that's 2,250 minutes or 37.5 hours of straight gameplay. Even though it's just a rough estimate, that's kind of a lot. But I understand that the game is free to play and that does need to make money. If you want to buy an agent right away, it costs $10 US. While abilities are obviously a big part of the game, the gunplay definitely is the primary focus. CSGO players will feel completely at home with the movement, gun accuracy, and gun types. All of the guns serve a unique purpose. But first let's talk about armor, which in this game is called shields. It functions a bit differently because it absorbs a percentage of damage, effectively giving you 125 health with light shield and 150 with heavy shield. They wear down quite a lot after taking damage, so you need to remember to rebuy often. So you got the basic free pistol, one with longer range and a silencer, one with full auto, a new 2-shot shotgun, and a revolver with 1-tap potential just like a Desert Eagle. For the SMGs, you have quick fire rates with low damage. The Stinger has an absolutely insane fire rate and should only be used up close. The Spectre, on the other hand, is much more well-rounded. For shotguns, there's one that's semi-auto and one that's full auto. There are 4 rifles, which are the main guns to buy when you have enough money. The Bulldog is cheaper and bursts when aiming down sights. The Guardian is quite strong, but is semi-auto. And that leaves the Phantom and Vandal, which most will compare to the AK-47 and M4. The Phantom boasts a higher fire rate, accuracy, and magazine size, but does suffer some damage fall off at range. In fact, the Vandal will not one-shot headshot farther than 15 meters, but the Vandal always will. I recommend using the Phantom as you get familiar with the game, but I personally prefer the Vandal. I think really good players will be able to master both and then buy adaptively to fit the situation. There are 2 snipers, one is cheap and only one-shots to the chest on people without armor, the other one is much more expensive but one-shots to the chest always. Both snipers have 2 levels of zoom on the scope, but be careful because they do not rescope after firing. And then there's the heavy guns, which boast high fire rates but not the best damage per shot, and they leave you very immobile and vulnerable. Most players stay away from these completely. Sorry that it took so long to get to the part that you all want to know about, the skins. Fortunately for most, unfortunately for some, there are no RNG loot box style cases in the game. Purchasable skins are available in a rotating shop that updates at 8 PM EST, although there are not many in the game right now. A tad expensive in my opinion, but I shouldn't really be one to talk. Some free skins based on agent themes can be unlocked with contracts at higher tiers. You can put charms called buddies on your guns, but owning a charm means you can only put it on one gun for each one owned. This is different from games like Rainbow Six Siege in which you can put one charm on any and all guns. It seems like the high-end skins have unlockable upgrades with evolution, in which you spend a currency called Radianite to progress. I've gotten a little bit for free so far, but Radianite can be bought for real money. These all seem like pretty cool optional purchases for people who want them, and they won't affect gameplay at all. A couple effects seem like they might interfere, but there is nothing obstructive because of Riot's focus on competitive viability. In fact, one decision they made that I'm happy about is that there are no agent skins as of now. Identifiability of agents and their locations is an important part of the game, and I'm still kinda salty about operator skins being in CSGO. And now I list all of the stuff that I initially forgot and don't know where to put. When you get tagged, you become really slow, so getting shot and surviving is more rare. There is aim punch, but only on headshots. However, surviving headshots is quite common when getting hit by pistols and SMGs. Knives do more damage to the back, but there isn't a separate animation for it as indication. There is no friendly fire on guns, only on damaging abilities. In this game, you can ping, defaulted to Z. Holding the ping button and dragging also allows you to send different messages to your team. You can also use it when showing the full map with the caps lock key. This is really great for calling smokes and other things. While every player should have a mic and should be actively communicating, this is a really great feature for micless players. Also, I didn't know that you can inspect your guns in this game at first, because the default key is Y. Unfortunately, unlike in CSGO, you can only inspect your weapon when it is ready to be used. So that means you can't pull it out and inspect it right away like what I normally am used to doing. And that's all for the video. I hope you learned something new, because if you're like me, you always want to keep improving. I have some cool videos planned up next, like more thorough breakdowns of systems such as recoil control and the economy. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.